Natalia. This is Evolve. And Evolve is Kelly Armstrong's show.
Hey, guys. We soon going to talk about Evolve for this week and what's going to go on for the next week of Evolve. Let's tune in more to the red carpet ring and let's see exactly what's going to happen.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, guys. We're here at Red Carpet Ring. We'll talk about WWE Evolve 2025 Week 18 recap. We're talking about the review of Evolve. You guys get the likes as we come into the ring. We're going to talk about the show, the review, and everything. Now, first off, we had the match here. We had Jamar Hampton. To the prior week, him and Edris and Enofé, they got into it. Now, he came out first, and later we had Enofé. He came out as well. These two were definitely had some tension going on last week, and we knew it was going to eventually come to a match. And this match kicked off WWE Evolve. Good back and forth between both men, but since Enofé had the experience, it will be Enofé getting the pinfall victory over Jamar Hampton in the first match of the show. So that's good. We're going to see what's going to happen next with both men. Now, backstage, we had Stevie Turner talk to LWO and talk to Lince Dorado. They was talking about their upcoming six-man tag in the main event for tonight. Now, later on, we had the next match on the card. Jin Tala goes one-on-one with Layla Diggs. We know that these two women, they had agreement to have a match set off. And this will be Jin Tala, the newest member of Evolve. Layla Diggs. Look good, though. We'll talk more about it. Then we had Cappuccino Jones and Jack Cartwheel talk about how their upcoming was in the independent scene, WWID program, and now become a tag team. But promising future for both men. But let's get on to the match as I mentioned before. First, Layla Diggs, she comes out, have the crowd behind her, high-fiving her and everything else of sort. So that was going on. Then next, we also had Jin Tala. She came out. Now, she came out, also good fan, crowd reaction. But we knew that it was very evenly matched set up between both women. Now, there was some near falls in the match. This match could have gone either way. But at the end of the day, Jin Tala, she put on this very strong submission hold. She was attacking mostly the arm of Layla Diggs during the match. And she ended up tapping her out. And it was a very good match, very good story. So I want to see what's going to hold with Jin Tala later. She later was interviewed by Chewy Martinez. Interview said good win. But Jin Tala, it was just another match to her. She wasn't really surprised. So this was good. That was a solid match. Then next backstage, we had Vanity Project. They was talking about the upcoming six-man tag, talking about how they're the most dominant stable. No one can pretty much stop these guys. And I'm not going to lie, Vanity Project is pretty good. Very good stable, very good tag team. Now, we go on next to the contract signing. Next week, it will be Kelly Armstrong defending the WWE Women's Evolve Championship against the BOAT, Natalia. Now, this is the contract signing. Went over. Very interesting. Very, very much a lot of tension between these two. Kelly Armstrong saying Natalia trying to steal her spotlight. Natalia telling Kelly, you need to be humble as champion. You need to appreciate, anybody that challenged for your championship. And Kelly just was not hearing that. Meanwhile, Kelly tried to get an upper hand on Natalia. Natalia ended up putting the sharpshooter submission hold on Kelly Armstrong and make Natalia look very, very strong leading to their match for the WWE Women's Evolve Championship. But I do like both women. It's going to be a very good match for the next episode Evolve. I think it could go either way. Be very surprised if Natalia wins this match next week because Natalia did stand tall with the Women's Evolve Championship in her hands right over Kelly Armstrong. So Natalia definitely got the experience over Kelly. But we're going to see what's going to happen next week on Evolve. We're going to championship match, more likely going to be the main event. Let's be honest here. Backstage, we did have Timothy Thatcher, the veteran, player coach, also with Super Sean Legacy. Timothy was giving Super Sean Legacy some words of wisdom. Don't take on too much more than you can. Just pretty much just focus at the end of the day. Now, we had Keanu Carver. He came back. He was backstage lifting weights. Now, he's going to have a match with Timothy Thatcher next week. And he pretty much is on a quest to get that Men's Evolve Championship. That's all he's about. That's all he wants. Now, we had a little segment by Chantel Monroe. She came back to how she's the priest of the women's roster. Also, her goal is to eventually become the Women's Evolve Champion. So she definitely has a quest that she's trying to conquer. So we'll see what else is going to happen with Chantel Monroe's story as time progresses. But let's get on to the main event. We had Vanity Project come out, stylish, profiling, all in the ring, They looked good in there, definitely getting ready for their matchup. Had everybody in there, everybody ready to battle, everybody doing what they got to do. Meanwhile, we had Lince Dorado. He came out, and he had the crowd really behind him. He's really been one of the most popular people to come on Evolve as of late. Definitely, I can see him being a main attraction on Evolve down the line. Then also we had the LWO come out. Now, as they prepare for this match to start, both teams just looking at each other, but both teams is ready to go at the end of the day. They definitely was ready to get it in. No matter what you said, they definitely was ready to get it going. Now, at the end of the match, it was a close one. It was Lince and LWO. They got the pinfall victory over Vanity Project. Vanity Project really hasn't been losing much lately. They win majority of their matches, but they lost his tag team match. But somehow I know that the Vanity Project will rebound at some given point. But good win for the team. LWO needed it. Lince Dorado needed it. And I know they was glad that they shut Vanity Project's mouth. But let's go over the key moments that happened on this week's episode of WWE Evolve. Definitely we're going to talk about matches that's going to happen for next week. A lot of other storylines that's be going on as well. Now, first thing I got to mention, this submission hold was very good for Jin Tala. Jin Tala, I could see her maybe being a potential contender for the WWE Women's Evolve Championship or a major storyline. So we'll see what's going to happen from there. Natalya, her challenging for the Women's Evolve Championship. This is big. I don't think Natalya's going to exactly win the championship. She doesn't need it, obviously. But I do see her making Cali look like $1 million. And definitely going to hold some prestige on that championship because in Kelly Armstrong, the first champion, she could say she defeated Natalya to retain the Women's Championship. Also, we got next week, big man Timothy Thatcher versus Keanu Carver. This is going to be a good one. Keanu got the size and dominance. Timothy Thatcher, he has size, but he also has experience. So I definitely see these two men duking it out. And also, Vanity Project, they are going to make a statement next week since they lost a match in the main event of this week's Evolve. Expect this stable to make their statement. Expect them to make some noise next week. But my review of the show as a whole, it was okay, 3.5 out of 5. It was not a A+ show. It wasn't no F show or even a D show. It was right in the middle. They just building up a lot of stories going on. It's the guy. I want to know who this mystery attacker is also as well. But other than that, that's all I have for WWE Evolve 2025 Week 18 recap. We are talking about the review of Evolve. You guys let me know what you think of this week's show. Check out the link below for Red Carpet Rain. Until then, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.